We all got to look at the PS5 Pro, and
Son of a bitch!
after some consideration, man, am I flipping disappointed at £825.
£825.
And I feel like I'm not the only one. So I was glad that we got to stream the PS5 Pro. And for the most part of that live stream, which you can still see, I was very excited. What I've wanted from the PS5 Pro is something to boost up the fidelity mode and combining it with the 60 FPS. Even though for me, I'm happy with performance mode. The monitor I've got, the games that I play in performance mode, they're beautiful. We all know that they were going to do a PS5 Pro. And what I wanted from it, that fidelity mode does look that little bit better than performance, but if you could combine the highest fidelity along with that 60 FPS, I think a lot of you would be happy. They basically started telling us what I wanted to hear, what we wanted to hear.
The dreams of the developers are bigger than can be supported at 60 frames per second.
Yes.
And that leads to an aspect of modern gaming that we're all familiar with: graphics modes.
Okay.
It can be a difficult choice for players.
And I was getting quite impressed, and I was like, wow, this is looking good.
Players are choosing performance about 3/4 of the time.
Better have a
Removing
disc.
that decision, or at least narrowing that divide, is one of the key targets for PlayStation 5 Pro.
Here we
We
go.
want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to,
Yes.
at the high frame rates that players typically prefer.
That's what I
To
want.
do that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3.
Oh, I'm buying. And even though my monitor's not that good, to see the benefits of the PS5 Pro, I would need to spend at least £1,000 what I've seen for a really nice 4K OLED monitor. That's the one I want in the future. But near the end of the stream, my gosh, like a lot of you watching, my mood switched. They've only got a digital vertical stat. There's the price. There's only a digital. Nah. Nah. $700. £700. November 7th. No disc drive. No disc drive. That's put me off. That's put me off. And we're going to have a look at the article again, not just from the price point. I always thought that the price point of the PS5 Pro is going to be expensive. I didn't think it would be £700. I thought it was going to be around $600, $650, but it's coming at £700. And the one thing that's pissing me off is the fact that you have to buy a damn disc drive separately.
What? What?
Oh wait, yeah, no, that's not all.
I usually stand up my PS5. What do you mean I've always stood up my PS5, but if I want to do that securely, I would have to spend another £25 for the damn stand.
I'm happy because after all, what?
You can't see it now, but I've got over 100 physical PS5 games, not to mention the PS4 games. And I just think this is such an L. There's a lot of gamers out there like myself that love physical media, that love collecting the boxes, that love owning the games. And yes, we all know that there is a push for digital media. I get that. But for me, you started off the PS5 generation with a physical console and a digital. You gave people the option. And I think it's only right that you keep that throughout the generation. Now, a lot of you might say, you can buy a disc drive. How am I expected? Why am I expected to buy a damn disc drive for an extra £100 when it came with the model that I bought? And if I want to upgrade, I have to spend another £125 to stand it up. You've obviously seen the footage and the PS5 Pro, and it is the same as the leaked design. Welcome PS5 Pro, the most visually impressive way to play games. Featuring including GPU upgrade, advanced ray tracing, and PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution takes players to new heights. There is going to be an upgraded GPU. With PS5 Pro, we are upgrading to a GPU that has 67% more compute units than the current PS5, 28% faster memory. Overall, this enables up to 45% faster rendering for gameplay, making the experience much smoother. Now, there's advanced ray tracing. We've added even more powerful ray tracing that provides more dynamic reflection and refraction of light. This allows the rays to be cast as double, at times triple the speeds of the current PS5. And then there's also AI-driven upscaling, which is AI-driven upscaling that uses a machine learning-based technology to provide super sharp image clarity by adding an extraordinary amount of detail. Now, the PS5 Pro provides gamers with amazing graphics at high frame rate. Now, a lot of you may say, and I get it when you say, well, what was the current PS5 promised? I've enjoyed the PS5. Like, I'm someone who missed the PS4 era, so I played a lot of games with 60 FPS, with performance mode, and I think the main thing, the selling point for me was playing games at 60 FPS is a no-brainer. It does feel a bit weird that we're getting a PS5 Pro because it just feels like this generation took a long time to start, mainly because of the whole COVID and scalping, that it just took a few years. Plus, there was a lot of games, and there still is a lot of games that are on previous generation. You look at the new Call of Duty, that should have been left behind a while ago. So it is a bit weird. But when you come to the price range of the PS5 Pro, this is where things just get ridiculous. Now, the one thing I can't get my head around, and you guys know, okay, it's £699. That is a lot of money to be spending for basically combining the fidelity mode and 60 FPS, which, mind you, was promised with the original PS5. They even took off the box, I believe, 8K, but it was promised higher frame rates. And to think now we're like getting higher visuals with 60 FPS when in effect we should have really just got that anyway. But we kind of did, obviously, with the performance mode. But I just can't get my head around that. You have to pay an extra £100 for a disc drive. And I think I'm not alone on this. Can't believe the fact that I have to spend another £125. Loads of people have bought physical versions of the game. That is a massive L, man. Like, you just take the mick. £700. I'm talking Great British pounds. £700 plus a stand, £100. So that's £800 to play your games. PS5 vertical stand is £25. £825. As I said before, they started off this generation with the physical media, and now you just trying to just push people to digital media, even though there is a lot of gamers which still buy physical media. What is crazy as well, which I knew from the video, they said vertical stands sold separately. They didn't put in disk drive sold separately, which they're very clever because you do need to buy the disk drive separately, but they were just clever. Let's just leave that out because technically people have bought the digital version, and I just can't get my head around spending £825 for an upgraded console for better frame rates with better fidelity. Now, a lot of people I've seen online have saying that there's going to be a lot of games that have upgraded. There's going to be PS4 games that are upgraded, and that is great. A lot of people are saying, no, they better not do the £10 upgrade, and that didn't even come to my head. I don't think they will. There is no way they would charge a fee just to combine the fidelity mode and frame rate. There's no chance. I feel like that would just go down horribly. They showcased The Last of Us Part 2, which has got so many damn remasters and remakes. They had the updated 60 FPS for the PS5, and then they remastered it, and now they're upgrading it again. They're having like 3 upgrades to this damn game. It does come with an upgraded 2TB SSD, which is obviously a big upgrade. I've got a 4TB SSD, which is more than enough. So with that combined with the 2TB, that's pretty good. Obviously, it comes with a copy of Astro's Playroom. If you want a disc, you know, you have the option to purchase the currently available disc drive for PS5 separately.
Oh, come on!
It will launch on the November the 7th, 2024, and will be available at participating retailers, and you can start pre-ordering on the 26th of September. As you guys know, I'm moving house, and this is probably one of the last videos, if not the last video in this place. And obviously, if I wasn't moving, I would love to upgrade to the PS5 Pro, not just because I'm doing YouTube, but after seeing the amount it would cost just to get a little bit of better frame rate along with fidelity, it is mind-blowing. Not to mention that my monitor, I would have to really invest in a new monitor first before getting the full benefits of the PS5 Pro. I'm still in shock because I can't believe what Sony were thinking with a discless console. It's mind-blowing. You could have even kept 1TB and added the disc to the console. If you had the option, all right, well, the discless one comes with 2TB. If you want to play your damn games physical, it comes with a 1TB, but it comes with the physical box. And I think for me, I would much prefer getting the 1TB with the disc. If you start the PS6 and you go full digital, I totally get it, but at the same time, how are you even going to do backwards compatibility? Are you just going to forget the millions of people that have bought physical media? That for me makes much more sense because you've started off the generation without any physical discs, but with this, you've kind of just started with it, and now you're like, you know what, let's try and push everyone to digital media. Even though your current console supports physical media for the most part, and millions of people like myself have got hundreds of games in physical, and now you expect everyone to pay more to stand it up. I just don't understand where we go from here, because a lot of people back in the day were like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And I feel like with most of these companies, even though they know people are going to be upset about it, and they're like, let's just go a little bit. Let's just pull against the rope just a little bit so they don't notice and they don't cause a little bit of backlash. And then they do a bit more, and then a bit more. And by the time you know it, we're going to be buying power cords.
Do you want a controller with your console? Do you want wires or a HDMI?
And as of the next day of this video, I was looking at the likes to dislikes ratio on the PS5 Pro technical presentation trailer, and oh my gosh, 92,000 upvotes to 158,000 downvotes. I truly believe Sony have to change this. I think with this much a backlash, I really think they're going to have to bring out another version with a physical disc. Whether that will cause enough backlash and whether the pre-orders when they come about are much lower than what they expected, you never know. They might change the fact that they might include a disc drive and a stand to a bundle or lower the terabyte. I don't know. That's just probably me hoping, but oh my gosh, they can't avoid this. That's for sure. Now I want to know your thoughts about the PS5 Pro. What do you think? Are you buying it? Are you not? Do you think it's a joke? I want to know your thoughts, so drop them in the comment below. No comment of the day. I better carry on packing and relax and try and get some rest before the big move and try and calm down. I'll see you guys soon.